I say it's amazing how God used an analogy of a tree. He said, I need you to understand something. This is me. Without me, it can be no you. He said, the reason you're wrestling with consistency is because you're a leaf trying to grow without my vine. And what you're doing in the practical is you're stagnating your spiritual growth. Because my spiritual father said it best. He said, the wheat and the tare grow together. But the challenge is that if you look at tare and you look at wheat, they look alike. But the tare can't reap wheat. Because it's not planted in a vine that will nurture it for growth. God said the problem is that people's hearts are right, but what good is it for the heart to be right if the mind is wrong? That's why the Bible says, as a man thinketh it, so is he. God said, when you begin to understand I'm the vine, you will begin to walk in consistency. Because the wrestle for 2022 was consistency. Oh, God, I'm talking to myself. See, I started the race, and I started strong. But then some things started happening in my life. And I felt like I had to control the narrative. And when I began to control the narrative, I plucked the vine out. And when I plucked the vine out, I now had no foundation so that the branches that was falling off due to the tribulation could regrow again. Whew. He says the key is in the consistency. And I had to get an understanding of this thing called consistency. Consistency derives from the word consistent, which means unchanging in nature. Oh, God. Oh, God. I said, I'm catching it, God. I'm catching it. I'm catching it. Jesus said, I am the vine, and you are the branches. Now, what's interesting is, if you watch an apple tree, it has its season. But notice, it always reproduces. You will never pull an apple off a tree and the next year go and pull an orange off the same tree. Because, see, the apple in the tree is unchanging. God said, I need my people to understand I'm unchanging. When they understand that I'm the vine and they the branches, rather than me being the branches and them being the vine, I'll begin to make them unmovable. I'll begin to plant them by a river where storms will come and they shall not be moved. But I need them to understand that you need the branches, because the fruit grows from the branches. The fruit can only be as good as the branches. And the branches can only be as good as the vine. thoughts that we're looking at rather than looking at people. God told me to tell somebody today, start looking at the man in the mirror, baby.